The following is a special presentation of Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims, alternating the reality of sports and entertainment since 2020. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our latest installment of the HTFL, the Hometown Football League. Big Pauly coming to you this Thursday, the 10th of March, 2022. Going to get this game in a little earlier because our area here in Florida has a severe thunderstorm watch right now, so we're going to try to speed up and get this game in as soon as possible. And it's a game we have played on this channel. I think this will be the fifth time over 2 seasons. This was the very first game we did in the spring of 2020 when I came up with the idea of the HTFL. It's Kansas City at San Francisco. In fact, the very first game was in San Francisco. And it's going to be at 53-degree day at Levi's Stadium just outside San Francisco area, Santa Clara, one of the burbs of San Francisco. I am back on my old USB headset for future reasons. And Ellie has come to join me here as I get this game started. I'll play as the San Francisco Gold Raiders, a combination of the 49ers and the times that the Raiders played in Oakland. Of course, they weren't always there. Now they play in Las Vegas, and in the 80s, for a little over a decade, they played in Los Angeles. And of course, we have a big rivalry here between Joe Montana and Steve Young. Montana got picked up by KC last in the off season last season between season 1 and season 2. Steve Young was an understudy for Y.A. Tittle last year, so he's going to get a chance at the big time. Both quarterbacks, Young is at 90.6 and Montana at 94, so it's about an even matchup, and we'll go through it as the game progresses. San Francisco, it's the wind is 5 to 15 mile an hour. Let's do that first. But Kansas City won the toss, and they will receive. And San Francisco will be in the reddish garnet uniforms that you see on the right side, and Kansas City will be in the white. It's Hall, Charles, and Holmes back deep for the Chiefs. And we will get game number 49 out of 105 started. It's Dante Hall. Wide open field. Hazeltine made the tackle. And KC starts at their own 29. The return went 30, so Hall took it a yard deep. Charles and Richardson, the two running backs for Kansas City. They are 5 receivers out of the backfield. Smith and Bowe, a 9 and an 8. Tony Gonzalez is a 9. He's the tight end. Montana, your quarterback out of Notre Dame. Trier is a 10. Shields is a 9. Rudney is an 8. Waters is a 9. Schwartz is an 8. So a mixed bag on the offensive line for Kansas City. And here is their first play. And we'll get to the San Francisco defense, and it is a good one. Defense wins championships, and that's why San Francisco won last year. That's a gain of 5 by Jamal Charles. A trap to the left side out of the shotgun formation that the computer likes to use ad infinitum until they get behind. Haley, Hardman, Nomalini, and Stubblefield, your front four. Haley a 10 plus. Hardman an 8. Nomalini and Stubblefield a 9. Mack, Willis, and Wilcox, a 10, and a 9. Those are your linebackers. Brown and Johnson, Willie Brown is a 10, Jimmy Johnson a 9, Ronnie Lott a 10, and Grayson a 9. And that's your defensive backfield. And now a 2nd and 5 for KC at their own 34. Tony Richardson was the carrier there, a 2-yard gain, and that sets up 3rd and 3. Stubblefield on the tackle for San Francisco. 3rd and 3 at the 36. And this is Charles. They try a run on 3rd and 3, which I guess in today's game you wouldn't see all that much. No gain. And Kansas City will punt this early. I think it's Terrell Wilson back deep. Yes, it is. It's going to land inside the 10. We'll just let it roll and hope it goes into the end zone for a touchback. And no such luck for San Francisco. Taylor let it roll to the 9. Didn't want to risk a return with good coverage by KC. So San Francisco with the ball, no score, 12:24 left in the opening quarter. It's Gore and McElhenney, your running backs for San Francisco. Wilson and Parks are the wideouts. Gore is a 5, McElhenney is a 4. Those are the receiving numbers. Wilson a 9, Parks a 7. George Kittle is the tight end. He is a 7. Young the quarterback. And look at this offensive line. Shell is a 9. Upshaw is a 10. Jim Otto is a 10. Randy Cross a 9. And St. Clair a 9. And we're going to go Gore on a dive. Just let everybody get the sweat going, as John Madden used to say. Pick up a 6. Cherry on the tackle for KC. Their lineup: Allen, Smith, Buchanan, and Mays, a 10, a 9, a 9, and 8. Defender numbers, those are your front 4. Bell is a 10, Lanier is a 9, Hallie is a 9. Those are your linebackers. The defensive backfield is a good one. Thomas is a 9, Lewis a 9, Robinson a 10, Cherry a 10. So I would think that San Francisco would distribute their passes more to the wideouts than they would the running backs and the tight ends here. 2nd and 4. And we're going to try that theory out. We're going to go Dave Parks on a short cross. Young runs, and he's a master at it. That's a gain of 13. On the tackle was Bell. And that moves San Francisco out to the 28. 1st and 10. So you know all the players by now. Off tackle right, Frank Gore. And Gore will pick up 3. Hallie making the stop. 2nd and 7. I switched headsets out because I'm thinking about doing a podcast. It would be about wrestling, because I don't want to encroach on the Digital to Dice podcast. I want to do my own little thing. Looking for a name for it. The working title is Pauly's Matt Memories, but if you all could think of a better title, I'll be all ears for it. Sweep left Gore on 2nd and 7. And that is a gain of 13 for Gore. So Frank Gore off to a good start. Out of the U, Miami of Florida against LA last week, 16 for 106. And that's a game we did not do last week. 1st and 10 at the 44. Try to bring you the best games of a given week. Just like in modern football, you would most likely see 5 of the 16 games a week when they play 16 games. So we try to give you the best matchups. And when your home team ain't playing, that's what usually happens. You get the matchups that are good. And if it's like, say, the Buccaneers, here in Tampa, we would probably get a Saints game, a Panthers game, or a Falcons game, but you would still get quality matchups. That was a throw to Kittle, a gain of 3. First pass of the day for Young. And it's a first down now up at the 47. No, I'm sorry, it's not a first down. First down occurred on the last play. This is 2nd and 7. I'll get it right. Pitch to Gore to the left side. Confuse him a little bit. And Gore, a gain of 8. Another first down pickup for him. 4 carries and 30 yards. And I haven't even tried the double tight end formation yet that I like to use. So we'll try that now. As Ellie is biting me. Wanted me to play with her. A little ways away from that, Ellie. Trap right. Was the play call. Kansas City wisely decides to call timeout, just like they do in basketball when one team gets on a run. First and 10 at the 45. Trap right, Frank Gore. First and 10. But I told you that already. That's a gain of 8. Gore off to a tear now. He is now, on his first 5 carries, picked up 38 yards. Second and 2. The ball at the 37. And are you thinking what I'm thinking here? If you follow these games, you know what I like to do in these second and shorts. I like to go long. Play action long pass to Wilson. And we'll see if it works. That's incomplete. Was intended for Wilson, but tripped up by Lewis. It was a tip by Lewis. Let's mention him as I stumble on my words. He's out of Grambling State, one of the great FCF schools in modern parlance. Eddie Robinson was their longtime coach. Third and 2. Well, Gore's so hot, you might as well just give the ball to him. Dive on third and 2 in the I formation. He did not pick up the first down. Pauly makes the tackle. And it will be 4th and a yard at the 36. Field goal odds are not good here. A punt by Ray Guy, even a pooch punt, could go in the end zone. So we will go for it. And we're going to go quarterback dive Steve Young on 4th and inches. 4th and a yard, actually. And Young got it. Young got the first down. He got just enough for the first. And now San Francisco has it at the 35. Gore getting a little winded, but we're going to keep feeding them the ball. Trap to the right side. Kansas City with 8 in the box, and Gore blows right past it, a gain of 11. He's at 50 yards, and we've played 9 minutes and 38 seconds. So he's off to a very good start, looking like he will have a big day. McElhenney, who we haven't gotten the ball to yet, will go to him off tackle left side. If Gore can find the holes, McElhenney sure can. Gain of 2, was a great running back out of the University of Washington in the 1950s. As I simultaneously play with the cat. It's now 2nd and 8. We'll go 3 wide, which brings Cliff Branch into the game as the 3rd wide receiver. Let's go to him on a short cross. That's incomplete. Peters came in as the nickelback for Kansas City. 3rd and 8 at the 22. And we will look to, as Ellie tries to play with my cord. Hang on a minute. That's the one disadvantage of doing this with a corded USB headset. Medium cross to Billy Wilson, 3rd and 8. He's got it inside the 10. Nicely done for San Francisco. And it's 1st and goal at the 7, and that was a bring down by Lewis on the tackle. We're going to stick with using Gore, and we're going to run him on the inside, trap left. And Gore picks up 4 more. He's at, well, we don't know where he's at because Garrison Hurst has come in, the 2nd string running back. And we're going to feed the ball to even him. It's 2nd and goal from the 3. We're down to 3:11. This is, by the way, the 16th play of the drive. It started on their own 9, and Hurst with the exclamation point on it. Touchdown, Gold Raiders.
The previous play is under review. The ruling on the field is confirmed.
So HTFL looks at all replays when it comes to touchdowns and scores. They looked at that. It was good. It's 6-0 Gold Raiders. The stats on that drive: 16 plays, 91 yards, 9:55. It took off the clock. And your point after by Sebastian Janikowski is good. And it's San Francisco 7 and Kansas City 0. Hall back deep for KC. Returnable. Remember, Kansas City does have the wind advantage for what's left of the first quarter and the 4th. Hall took it at the 1, returned it 25 yards, tackled by one of the Ottos at the 26. And there is an Otto that plays linebacker, so I don't know if it was Jim or him. First and 10 at the 26. Montana hasn't thrown a pass yet, and he gives it to Jamal Charles, who picks up a nice gain of 13. Last week against Denver, he ran for 119. First and 10 at the 39. No score. No, not no score. It's 7-0 San Francisco. How quickly I forget. That was a throw intended for Smith, tipped by Brown, Willie Brown. And it's going to be second and 10 at the 39. 1:16 left to go in the quarter. Montana will run. Pickup of 2. Grayson making the stop, and it's now 3rd and 8 at the 41. And Montana throws here. It's his second throw of the game, and he's yet to get his first completion. That was a throw for Tony Gonzalez. Johnson had a finger on it, fell incomplete, so Jarrell Wilson back to punt. And this is going to be another situation where the punt's going to land inside the 10 and we'll let it roll. Worked so well the first time, right? And this time it rolls out at the 8. So maybe there's a 92-yard drive coming for San Francisco after the 91-yard drive they had in the opening drive. Hurst is still in as a running back. We'll go to him, trapped to the right side. And Hurst is loose. Pickup of 10. They measure for the first, and the first down was achieved. What a quarter for San Francisco. 13 rushes, 83 yards. It's 7-0, by the way. 101 yards on 17 plays, and 13 of them, as I was just saying, were rushes. Kansas City, a little more lethargic in the first quarter. 7 plays, 22 yards. 5 of those were rushes. Now San Francisco has a wind advantage for quarter number 2. And we'll go back to Frank Gore, who between quarters got a little more rest. And we're going to pitch it right to him. In other words, the right side. Kansas City playing zone. And Gore fumbles, and Kansas City has it. We think.
Is under review.
We'll look at it.
The ruling on the field stands.
So Kansas City picking up a break. Gore, who had gotten a whole bunch of carries in the first quarter and was very effective, fumbles, and Kansas City takes it at the 24. How quickly the game can change. First and 10. Montana will hand off to Charles, as has been his wont in this game so far. That's no gain, and a tackle by Wilcox. Second and 10 at the 24. And this is Richardson, a gain of 3. Willis on the stop for the Gold Raiders. Came into the game 7-2. Kansas City had been struggling a little bit. They are 5-4. Tomorrow we'll do Los Angeles, San Diego, not San Francisco. 3rd and 7 at the 21. Two teams that made the playoffs or close to it last year, but are struggling badly this year. Montana tried to throw a pass to Charles. It was tipped by Khalil Mack, now a Chicago Bear, but he was eligible to be picked by San Francisco, and he was. Field goal attempt here will be of 38 yards. And that is Butker. He's got it. It's 7-3. So Kansas City got something there. Woodson back deep for San Francisco, along with Washington and Robertson. Washington is a return threat, but that kick's going to go out of bounds.
Kicking team.
Butker kicking it out of bounds, and look at this. San Francisco gets it at the 40 per the rules. It's going to be Gore trapped to the right side on 1st and 10. They'll go right back to him, and Gore. The patience pays off for San Francisco. They keep going to him. That was a gain of 9. 10 carries, 69 yards on the day for Gore. We're going to use McElhenney here, off tackle left side, 2nd and a yard. He gets the first. Gain of 4. We go to the base formation, and we're going to go long. We're going to look for play action bomb to Wilson, which might catch Kansas City off guard. There's the throw, batted at the line. It was a dump to Gore. but an incompletion. Young is 2 for 5, 18 yards so far in this game. But back to Gore. Why not? The way he's been running. Pitch to the right side. And Gore past the 40. Down to the 34. Pick up a 13. He's up to 82 yards now. First and 10 from there. And we're going to go play action middle to Wilson. First and 10. Got the wind advantage. Might as well put it to our advantage. But that's an incompletion. Young now 2 of 6, 18 yards on this 53-degree day in San Francisco. In the timeline of the game, this is November, even though in real life it is March. Back to the double tight end set. Dive for Gore on 2nd and 10. Just try to chop that down and distance down a little bit. No gain. Smith on the stop. So now a 3rd and 10 at the 34. So we are going to put a man in motion, put Young in the gun, and we will look to Cliff Branch on the short crossing route. Try to go underneath. And Branch has it. It's only a gain of 9. He needed 10. So it's 4th and a yard at the 25. Janikowski has a 66% chance of hitting a field goal here from 42. We'll give him the shot. He got it. It's 10-3. A much shorter drive, but effective nonetheless. 8 plays for 35 yards. It took a little less than 4 minutes off the clock. Dante Hall back deep for KC. He's a deep threat. He's a return threat. But that one, I think that ball found the Pacific Ocean. A touchback. And Kansas City starts at their own 20. 8:56 left in the half. That's a little dump off to Richardson. First completion of the game for Montana. And that is good for 7 yards. Wilcox on the stop for the Gold Raiders. 2nd and 3. And that is Charles. No gain on the right side of the line. Willie Brown made the tackle. 3rd and 3. Ball to 27. Does Kansas City go 3 and out here? The answer to the question is yes. Stubblefield broke up that pass. And San Francisco gets it back. A 4th and 3. And that's John Taylor, and he had a good return there. 14 yards. Lynch made the tackle for Kansas City. So San Francisco starts 54 yards shy of pay dirt. Good field position for them. And we'll go back to Gore. Trap left. And Gore is loose. Past the 45 to the 40. A pickup of 14. On the tackle was Willie Lanier. So it's been all San Francisco for the most part, although it is a one-score game. But the running of Frank Gore has really been a difference maker here. Off tackle right side to Hugh McElhenney. He'll pick up 4. And make it 2nd and 6. And we're going to see here. We're going to look to Gore. Neither is good on the screens. We're going to go double tight end, but we're going to go play action. A hitch to Dave Casper, who is the 2nd tight end. Great Oakland Raider. Young loose. Past the 20. Down to the 16. He picks up 20 yards. And joins the run party here. First and 10 at the 16. To McElhenney on a dive. Pick up a 4. The way San Francisco's running the ball, 22 carries as a team, 157 yards, 7.1 per carry. And it was Garrison Hurst that scored the touchdown for San Francisco. 4:45 left until halftime. Trap to the right side, Frank Gore. But Kansas City playing short tight. Will go Kittle on a medium hitch. And Young saw something he didn't like, so timeout is called. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining and their challenges. We'll go Gore, pitch to the right side. Kansas City playing an unknown 4-3 coverage. That is a gain of 4, and Gore has eclipsed Not eclipsed, equaled the 100-yard rushing mark on his 14th carry. It's 3rd and 2. How about Young on a dive here? And Young will score. Touchdown, San Francisco, 16-3. Steve Young, no stranger to running the ball, puts the Gold Raiders up 13 with 3:20 left in the half. The point after, good by
Personal
Janikowski.
foul. Defense. 15-yard penalty.
And now we have an interesting situation here. Smith got called, Neil Smith, for a personal foul. That's going to put the kickoff spot at the 50. So we'll squib it. And the squib goes into the end zone by Nedney. Nedney is the kickoff man for San Francisco. And it's a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. Saying just a few days ago, I think it was, why don't teams, when they kick from the 50, just try an onside kick? If you don't get the onside kick, it's good field position for the other team, but not great. Gain of 4 for Richardson. Richardson is now up to 3 carries and 9 yards. 2nd and 6 at the 24. And Charles is loose. He gains 13. Willis on the stop. 2:38 left. Kansas City will get at least one more play in before the 2-minute timeout. Charles picks up 2. Willis on the stop. 2nd and 8 at the 39. And yes, they get another play in before the 2. Deflected, but
Holding.
caught by Gonzalez.
Offense.
But it's going to come
Number
back.
71. 10-yard penalty.
Schwartz gets called for holding. 2:04 now left, so this will likely be the last play. Otis Taylor comes in as a 3rd wide receiver. 2nd and 18, and I'll tell you in a minute who San Francisco brought in. That was a throw to Smith. Only a gain of a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and 17. We have reached the 2-minute warning. The score is 17-3, San Francisco. Woodson came in as the nickelback. Charles Woodson out of Michigan. You know you got a good team when you got somebody with the skills of Charles Woodson playing nickel. 3rd and 17 at the 30. And that's an incompletion. Montana has started 3 of 8 for 21 yards. He intended that for Charles on a dump-off. Probably wouldn't have gotten the first down anyway. 4th and 17 from the 30. Jarrell Wilson into punt. And this is Taylor, a nice return. 13 yards. Punt went 45. So the net will be 32. 1:49 left until the half. And it's still 17-3. How about Kittle on a medium hitch at the 39? He's got it, and they're in Kansas City territory. A gain of 15. We're going to go screen to Gore on 1st and 10 from the KC 47. He completed that, and Gore has been unstoppable. That was his first catch of the game for 5 yards to go along with his 100 yards rushing. And San Francisco calls a time. They're down to 1 timeout. So they'll look to the sidelines here for Cliff Branch, number 21. Incomplete. Also played for the Raiders, was part of their last championship in 1983-84 when they decimated the Redskins 38-9 in the first Tampa Super Bowl. I think that game is on YouTube. Gore off tackle right side on 3rd and 5. And that was a pickup of 2. They'll hurry to the line. Throw a medium out to Parks. Oh, wait a minute. It's 4th down. It's 4th down. I'm sorry. That play will not count. Oh, it did count. Okay.
Holding. Offense. Number 21, 10-yard penalty.
Okay, so I must have run the play anyway. Young got the first down, a gain of 8, but it comes back on a holding penalty. Okay, that's what's going on. Worth them 13 at the 50, and they'll bring in Ray Guy. He'll pooch punt it here. And that was caught by Hall. His return, 6 yards. Punt went 39, so it's a 33-yard net. First and 10 at the 17 for Kansas City. We're down to 43 seconds left to go in a half. It's just been a little slow. And that's a give to Charles, a pickup of 5. And is that going to do it for the first half? Second and 5 at the 22. Give is to Charles. Yeah, they're not really in a hurry. Charles picked up nothing there. It was Johnson on the tackle. Third and 5. And Kansas City hasn't used the timeout. And this is Richardson, no gain, 8 seconds. So we'll call a timeout and try to set up something here. Might get lucky on a return. We'll go for a punt block. Why not? And Taylor catches that. It's a 4-yard return. And with 1 second left. Now, if this game was set up with real-life rules, I'd put Janikowski in and he'd try a 79-yard free kick. But with 1 second left, we'll just chuck it. And we're going to throw a bomb. Bolitnikoff and Gene Washington come in. And Young will just put this baby up. Actually, you got a lineman, 78, Bobby Bell, and a linebacker on Washington. Hey, this might work. First and 10 at the 38. There's the throw. It's incomplete. Washington screaming for a flag. Won't get it. We go to halftime with 17-3. San Francisco will be back in 15 seconds. If you like the video you're watching, feel free to use the Amazon link provided. I'll put it in the description down below. Welcome back, folks. It's Big Pauly coming to you. We're getting ready for the second half of San Francisco and Kansas City. If you are a first-time or a relatively new-time visitor to this YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and you hit that bell icon over on the right side. You will know when I put up videos the very moment they go live. So go ahead and do that. If you want. I'm not pushy, not really. 21 plays, 57 yards for Kansas City. And 13 of the plays were rushes. 36 plays for San Francisco, 218 yards. Gore picked up a whole bunch of those. He's over 100 yards on the day. And San Francisco gets the ball to start the second half. It's Woodson, Washington, Roberson back deep. And here we go, the start of the second half. And something happening there. I'll wait for the play description. Woodson returned at 28 yards to the 32. Lynch made the stop for Kansas City. Okay, that's what happened. We'll go double tight end and get Gore the ball. Trap to the right side. Kansas City with 8 in the box. That means they bring in a defensive back, and he plays as an 8 kind of a ad hoc linebacker. Gain of 1. Thomas made the stop for Kansas City. It's 2nd and 9. And, oh, look at this. Look at this. San Francisco goes 5 wide. They're going to go medium fly to Gene Washington, who's mismatch against a linebacker, but that's an incompletion. 3rd and 9. We'll keep everything out there. Now they have a defensive back on Gene. Johnny Robertson. It's Peters, Berry, and Green that come in as the 3 extra defensive backs. We'll throw a medium pass here, regardless to Parks on 3rd and 9. Looks like a flag football game. That's only a gain of 7 to Washington. Robinson made the stop. And it's punting time for the Gold Raiders. They bring in Ray Guy. And Hall with a fair catch at the 7. The punt went 53 booming yards. First and 10 at the 7. 13-16 left to go. The give was to Richardson, loses a yard. Wilcox on the stop. So it's been a struggle as Kansas City has only mustered to this point in the game 56 yards. Pardon me a moment. There we go. My chair was on the cord. And I like to have a lot of slack on my lap with the cord. 2nd and 11 at the 6. So not Harry, but Ella. Harry was my last cat. Pickup of 5. I do not know what happened to Harry. Was adopted and hasn't been seen since. So I just went ahead and got a new cat. And that was January. Pickup of 5 for Richardson. Willis on the stop. 3rd and 6 at the 11. And Ellie is a sweetheart. I would much rather have her than Harry, who could come up and bite you, kind of like a Charlie Manson cat. Montana to Richardson, incomplete. It's 4th and 6 at the 11. And Wilson punting from his own end zone. And this is Taylor, a very nice return, 13 yards. Sally Amula made the stop for Kansas City. And it's 1st and 10 for San Francisco at the 43. Let me just drink a little green tea here for a moment. Trying to get this game in before storms approach. So if I hear thunder, I'm going to have to stop and pick up this game later, but you won't know about that with the power of editing. Off tackle right side, Frank Gore. And Gore loose again, past the 30, down near the 25. In fact, that's where he landed. Thomas finally making a stop. It's a gain of 18. Gore's been a wrecking machine. 17 carries, 121 yards, 1 catch for 5. And we'll pitch it right to Gore. Gore loose again. Pickup of 8. 18 carries, 129 yards. And we still have about 25-38 left to go in this game. Now we go play action to Wilson on 2nd and 2. And it's caught by Hugh McElhenney, a gain of 10. 1st and goal to 7. Trap right for, nearly said Al Gore. Gore is in. He's up to 19 for 136. And it's 23-3 San Francisco. Your point after. Good by Janikowski. 24-3 with 9:02 left to go. And Hall trying to make something happen here for the Chiefs. And it looks like he may have done it. House call, touchdown, Hall, the return of 99 yards. Speak of the devil, and it's 24-9. Point after try. That is Butker. It's good, and it's 24-10. Just like that. It's a 14-point game again. Woodson back deep for San Francisco. He's also a return threat. And that's 25 yards out to the 30. Ross made the tackle. But the downside of all of that is you put a very tired Kansas City defense back out there, and you put Gore out there, who has been goring the Kansas City defensive unit. Off tackle right for Gore. Another 7 yards. That's a season high for him now, 143. 2nd and 3. We'll go play action middle pass in this formation to Wilson. And Kansas City playing short and tight. Young is 7 for 14. Now he's 8 for 15. Gore caught that, a gain of 9. His second catch of the game. 1st and 10 at the 46. Gore, trap right side. And Gore 12 more yards. He's at 155. And we're just a little past the midway point of the third, so he could have a 200-yard day here. We'll go McElhenney, pitch right side. Give somebody the ball other than Gore. And a fumble. But it was picked up by Dave Casper. A gain of 5. 2nd and 5 at the 37. Gore sweep right. And just back to the line. Hali made a good tackle there. 3rd and 5 at the 37. We'll go Branch. Medium out route. Penalty. That's got to be pass interference.
Defense. Number 24. Automatic. First down.
So me and the referee said that at the same time. That was Peters called for the PI. The nickelback who comes in when San Francisco goes 3 wide. We'll go back to Gore, trap right, why not? Picks up 4 more yards. As a team, San Francisco has 233 yards on 34 carries. Absolutely amazing performance. And the defense is overshadowed that the defense has held Kansas City to 61 yards, that is. Sweep right Gore on 2nd and 6. And that's a pickup of 4 more. 3rd and 2. We'll go to the double tight end set. Hurst has come in. We'll go to him on, let's see here, trap to the right side. And he's got a first to pick up a 3. Tamba Hali with his 10th tackle of the day. 1st and 10 at 13 now. We'll go McElhenney off tackle, right side. And he's not having a bad day himself either. That's a gain of 4, 6 carries and 23 yards. Back to Hurst. Trap right. 2nd and 6. And Hurst, a pickup of 5. He has on the day 4 carries and 21 yards. And he had a touchdown earlier. 1:31 left in the third quarter. It's 24-3. And it's 3rd and a yard. We're going to quarterback dive it with Steve Young. And Young this time he's stuffed. No gain. It's going to bring up 4th down. And no sense trying to be a hero here. We'll not go for it. We're going to bring Janikowski in. He'll kick one in from 21 yards. And it's good. It's 27-10. With 14 seconds left to go, we'll kick at an angle, try to avoid Hall. But it goes to him. Hall in one HTFL game against St. Louis last year ran back 2 kickoffs for touchdowns. 5 seconds left in the quarter, and Montana back out there. 1st and 10 at the 32. He's been held to 9 passes. Hardman made the tackle of Robertson, no gain. Priest Holmes and Tyreek Hill are going to come into the game. Holmes is a running back. Hill, number 10, the split end on the right side of Montana, on the bottom of your screen. So with the score 27-10, San Francisco now has run 54 plays, 39 rushes, 322 yards on 54 plays. Kansas City has been held to 25 plays, and they have only gained 61 yards. It's just been a whitewash to this point, but maybe Kansas City could come back. And Montana was known for his comebacks over the years. 2nd and 10 of the 32. Montana, this time he's looking to Taylor. It was the tackle by Brown, a gain of 4. 4 for 10 is what Montana is now at 25 yards. 3rd and 6. That throw incomplete, looking for Tyreek Hill, double covered. San Francisco knows full well about his speed. Favorite target of Pat Mahomes in recent years. 4th and 6, Wilson back on the punt. And we're going to let this punt roll. And this is a nice punt by Wilson, 51 yards, dead at the 13. Kansas City has the wind advantage, but does it matter now? First and 10 at the 13. Will go Gore. Trap to the right side. He picked up 2 there. He's now up to 25 carries and 165 yards. 40 rushes now for San Francisco for 251 total. And against this good Kansas City defense, that's a bit unexpected. McElhenney off tackle right side as San Francisco ran the clock down a bit. No gain. Smith on the stop. 3rd and 8 at the 15. We'll go Branch on the quick slant. No, an incompletion. So 3 and out for San Francisco. That doesn't happen too much in this game. Guy going to punt deep. Ray Guy, Hall of Fame punter. And that punt went 48. And Hall made a fair catch of it at the 37 of KC. Still 27-10, 12:21 left in the fourth. It's Young looking for Holmes. But Holmes juggled that, incomplete. Montana 4 for 12. 2nd and 10 at the 37. That is a catch by Hill, a gain of 11. Grayson was hurt on the play, an undisclosed injury. But it looks like he is staying in. 1st and 10 at the 48. And Montana throwing. Deflected by Brown for an incompletion intended for Otis Taylor. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 48 of KC still. They got to go 52 more yards for a score. Completed to Priest Holmes, a gain of 5. Setting up 3rd and 5 at the 47. We're down to 11-13. And Montana throwing. Picked off. Jack Tatum with his first pick of the year. The return was for 35 yards. So if this were a fight, the ref would stop it. 1st and 10 at the 27. Heard Frank Gifford say that at Super Bowl 22 when Washington just pounded some of Denver in that second quarter when they got 35 unanswered. Gore, trap right. Pickup of 3. Gore now up to 168. 10:14 left to go. And San Francisco again in the slowdown. We'll go back to Gore. Trap to the right side. They're keeping him in. Gain of 5. Deron Cherry lipping off. His return probable. He was one of the safeties. And we have Eric Berry coming in out of good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. 3rd and 2 at the 19. We'll go triple tight. It's going to be a play action short pass to Gordy Soltow, who was the 3rd tight end. That is incomplete. And Young dumped it off to Kittle. Ball to 19 will kick. 61% chance only? Okay. Then Janikowski can hit this from 36, and he pushed it left.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
But an offsides call is going to give San Francisco another first down. 22 of them today. To Kansas City's 7 to this point in the game. Off tackle right, Gore. Pickup of 2.
Offsetting penalties. Repeat first down.
But forget you saw that because we had offsetting penalties. 1st and 10 at the 14. We'll go McElhenney on a dive. I think San Francisco just wants to get this game over with, but McElhenney has scored. 4th touchdown for San Francisco today. And 4 different rushers have scored. Gore scored 1, McElhenney has scored 1, Young scored 1, Garrison Hurst scored 1. Just shows their diversity on the offensive side of the ball. The extra point good by Janikowski. It is 34-10 now. And we're down to 8:55 left to play. Here's Hall back deep for KC. At this point in the game, you just want to get that margin down because it is one of the tiebreakers we look at when there are two teams tied for a playoff spot. The first thing we look at is division record. If the tied teams are all in one division. Actually, no, I take that back. Head to head is what we look at first, then division record, then points scored subtracted by the points given up. And if that's tied, we just look at the points for, and if that's a tie, we just flip a coin. That's how we do it here in the HTFL. We don't make it too complicated. First and 10 at the 31. It's going to be a screen to Holmes. He's got it, and he's close to a first down. Pickup of 9. Second and 1 at the 40. 8:30 to go. Starters are still in all around. Gain of 10 there as Montana threw to Smith. He's now up to 8 for 18, Montana is. First and 10 on the HTFL logo at midfield. And that's another completion. This time Montana threw it to Otis Taylor, a gain of 7. Second and 3 at the 43. We're down to 6:58 to go. Montana's going to run. And he wasn't a bad rusher, but he was not in Steve Young's caliber. Gain of 2, Grayson on the tackle. Third and 1 at the 41. That is a catch by Bowe, a gain of 7. Dwayne Bowe out of LSU. Go Tigers. Geaux. Go Tigers. First and 10 at the San Francisco 34-yard line. That's going to be a throw looking for Bowe, but incomplete. Tipped by Grayson. Second and 10 at the 34. And the snap was fumbled, and San Francisco came away with it. Second turnover of the day for Kansas City. 4:35 left. Let's bring in the scrubs. John Brody will come in. Played for Vegas last year. He will be the quarterback. Should we leave Gore in? He has 3 more good... Yeah, let's take him out. He's had a good day. We'll go to Hurst to finish up. So Brody barks the signals. It's first and 10. Trap right. Garrison Hurst out of Georgia. Pickup of a yard. Hurst on the day, 5 carries, 22 yards. 4:27 left to go. Kansas City keeping all their starters in. A trap to the right side for Hurst. And he is stood up behind the line. Ali made the tackle there. Third and 10. So Brody will put it up for the first time, in this game at least. Medium out to Cliff Branch. Caught. Gain of 16. And let's check Brody out, John Brody. He has not played this season. And he's out of Stanford. First and 10, 2:55 now left to go. And I think both teams want to get the game over with now. 4-yard gain for Garrison Hurst. We'll go to the 2-minute warning. It's San Francisco 34 and Kansas City 10. And I'm trying to get this game in before it starts storming. So we're going to go trap left Hurst. Kansas City with all 3 timeouts left. Theoretically, they could use them. Third and 4. The ball will be at the 40. I'm going to milk the clock all the way down to 1:15. Brody was a decent scrambler from what I understand, so we're going to give him the ball on a dive. And that's going to be a gain of 2. That'll run the clock down to 30 seconds. Kick here by Janikowski only has a 29% chance of... We're going to go for it. What the hell? We'll go for it here. Not to rub it in, but... we could run out the clock if we get it. Brody again on a quarterback dive on 4th and 2. And he gets it. And that'll be the last play of the game. San Francisco with a whooping. 34-10 over Kansas City. I got to say it like it was. That was not a close game at all. Your MVP was Gore, and it was not close. It was only the closest Kansas City got was when the kickoff took place. But once we had our first score, the closest they got was 4 points when they kicked the field goal early in the second quarter. Team stats: Kansas City was held to 112 yards and they did not get in the red zone one time. When they scored their touchdown, they scored it on a kick return. San Francisco was perfect, albeit with one field goal and 5 trips, 372 yards. They held the ball 40-28. 68 plays. Kansas City only ran 39. Your player stats: actually, Brody had the best day of anybody, but we only threw one pass. Young was 8 for 17, 73 yards. Gore, 27 carries, 173. And we had a whole bunch of players with 2 catches. We had Holmes, Taylor, and Smith on Kansas City. Kittle, Gore, and Branch for San Francisco. And Branch had the most yardage of anybody, 25 yards. It was not a game to throw the ball. And Hallie had the most tackles with 11. So that's your final score, 34-10. What a walloping. My apologies to Luke Brown, but that's the way that went. Our Monday night game on a Friday, and we'll do the recap of all the other games this week, week 10 in the HTFL, will be San Diego and Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a 3-point favorite at the Coliseum. Well, I don't know if they play at the Coliseum anymore in the HTFL. I think they might be playing at SoFi Stadium, where they just had the last Super Bowl. This has been Big Pauly, the last hour or so. If you made it through all the way through the video, and if you did, congratulations. Godspeed, God bless. We'll be with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now, everybody.